pew 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 computer games. Dun dun dun. Computer games. Down.
Oh, Jesus.
Down.
Fuck. Where'd you pull that one
from? There's safety in numbers, they say, cause for the figures never lie. No perfect person's ever noticed one computer die. I'm programmed to a schedule.
I don't know, I've
that
seen
what
computers
will
die.
answer be. It's a suicide run till the work gets done, cause the matrix grind don't say computer games.
Jesus.
Computer games. Gotta do the one last one. Jammed up by the dread traffic lights, advance one level on green. There's opportune commuters, they're blasting on their hooters. I fidget with the digit, that's frustration rules out there. As the XU1 connects the spot, but the matrix just don't care. Computer games.
I'm trying not to spit out my teeth.
Computer games. Computer games.
I just snorted tea.
That is by My Sex. I think that was
Computer games?
Computer games. Yeah, it was computer games, but released in 1982, I'm guessing. No, 1979 it says.
Jesus fuck.
Wow. Yeah, released in 1979 by My Sex.
Here's some early adopters
Album,
right there.
Graffiti Crimes. Wow.
That's some early adoption shit right
I
there.
I thought that was an 80s song. But it's 1979.
I love your pew pew pew.
Yeah, because I can't do it. So I'm going, pew 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 pew.
It's like you're doing guns. Pew pew pew.
Yeah, it's what I'm doing because I can't do it. So I'm going, pew 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 pew. Computer games. You know what? Let's introduce this bullshit. This is Invert the Y. Captain's log, start log 12.1.1. And the USS Invert the Y is orbiting another planet of retrodom and bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm only joined today by Jason Relaxation.
Because we're lazy and we don't know enough people.
We're on our own. This is
all by myself.
Dude,
don't wanna be.
Oh, that's Eric Carmen. It's Eric Carmen. I bet it is. All
I don't want
by myself. Don't wanna be.
So quite often at work, if I get stuck in a meeting by myself and nobody shows up, I will literally sit there singing that song.
Oh, okay.
Just because I can.
Why not?
Why not?
I tell you what, you and I haven't done a podcast on our own for fucking ages.
It's been a while.
We've got no guests.
Got no guests.
Nobody wanted to come on
Yeah,
today.
well, that's not entirely true. We had a guest previously, but he decided to call fuck it.
Yeah, he said fuck this shit and walked off, and we'll never see him again.
Yeah, we won't see him for quite some time.
No, he's fucking done. No, but I'll tell you what, you and I can pull out a podcast pretty easy. And what I wanted to talk to you today about, and this is topic of the show,
Yep.
I'm surprising you with this, is the games that I personally have played this year.
Yeah, okay.
Okay,
Yeah. And
right,
I'll see if I've played them
Yeah,
too.
right. And so we're well past the halfway point.
Oh, that's
Oh,
better.
that's fucking really charming.
I'll bleep that
I
out.
bet you don't.
No, I won't.
No, we're at the well past the halfway point of 2019.
Yep.
We're about as the time of this recording. At the time of this recording, we're not yet at the end of the year.
We're not in silly season.
We're not in the end of year rush.
Mm-hmm.
With the I guess what they call over in the US the fall.
Yep.
So we're about to enter spring. We've not yet got that mad rush towards the holidays yet.
Yeah, we haven't got the burning in our pockets yet.
No, we haven't got the burning in our pockets yet. But I thought it'd be a good time just to revisit what games I have played, or maybe what you've played as well, and compare notes as to what people might want to go out there and play. That, you know, as the holidays get closer, these games will get cheaper. Mm-hmm. And I'll be honest with you, 2019 for me as a year of games has been a bit of a mixed bag. I can't say...
I've been a bit disappointed. Mate, you know what? I haven't gone out of my way to buy anything this year.
No, you don't have the time. But I'll honestly say that there are some exceptions to this. But generally speaking, some of the games that I've played a shit ton because I've got too much time on my hands, right? because I'm retired, there's way too many games that I've played that have fallen short of being great.
There's a lot of games I've started playing that I haven't finished because I can't be fucked.
Same. So what I thought I'd do, right, I thought I'd go through and pull up my PSN profile list.
Yep.
Because I've mainly played these games on the PSN.
Yep, fair enough.
And I'm just going to start from the games that I've played more recently. There's no real particular order to this.
Yep.
But they probably line up as being the games that I've played the most recently.
Yep.
Right? So I'm going to start off with a game. I finished this yesterday at the time of recording this. I finished a game called Judgment.
Okay.
Now, Judgment's a game you probably would like. This is by the team of developers that create the Yakuza series. This is their new...
Is this where you've been sending me those funny ass photos?
Yes. Yeah, I've been sending you some weird ass fucking photos with this. Right? So this is, I guess, the new game from... Is it Yoikoi... what are the developers? There's something Yoikoi something. They're a weird ass fucking developer.
Japanese based.
Japanese. Sega published.
Yep.
This is a Yakuza spin-off game. Mm-hmm. So you may not know this, but the Yakuza series has been pretty well established for many years, all the way back to the PS2, right? And Yakuza 6 came out early last year on the PS4. And so we've had Yakuza remakes, like in the form of the Kiwami series. And so they're up to Yakuza Kiwami 2. They did that last year. I think they've redone... they're going to redo all the Yakuza games up to Yakuza 5, including 5, right?
Well, they bring it out on PC, I'm told, as well.
Yes, it looks like they are. Yes, they've brought out Yakuza 0 on PC. Yep. I think I'm right on that.
Yep. And
so some of these Yakuza games are likely to come on PC as well. They're not PS4 exclusive, even though they've been typically tied to the PS4 or PlayStation consoles in general. With the PS3, I think they got Yakuza 4 and 5 on the PS3. Mm-hmm. And so we got Yakuza 6 early last year on the PS4, and that finished the Yakuza franchise off. And so this studio, which is going to fucking bug me what they're called, can you quickly Google that, please?
Yeah, so I can find why yabba dabba.
They've decided to spin it off a little bit, and they're setting the game still in the same fictional part of Tokyo called Kamurocho. I'm saying that really badly, but that was the same setting as the Yakuza games, right? And it's a completely different set of characters. So the original characters that were in Yakuza are not in this game. And that's a little bit jarring. I'll have to say that. It is a little bit jarring because I tended to get, and I was very attached to the Yakuza characters that were as part of that series for over a long period of time. And Judgment completely wipes the board clean. All it keeps is basically the setting. And you got sort of like... you get familiar with the setting in itself. You run around town, you go, oh yeah, I did that in Yakuza 6, or I did that in Yakuza 5, or whatever it is. And there is a little nod every now and again to the Yakuza series. You'll see different things, like Chinatown, for example, in this game, in this part of Kamurocho, is under repair because in one of the Yakuza games, a bomb goes off in Chinatown. So in this game, that part of town is being renovated, right? Yeah. So there's a little nod. So if you're a Yakuza fan, you'll get something out of it. Yeah. Judgment's very different. Judgment's basically the main character, Yagami. That's his name. I'm saying it very badly. He's a private detective, but he's an ex-lawyer. He's kind of like been ostracized from the legal practice that he was in for various reasons, which I won't go into because it's a very complex story, actually, very complex. And he is a private investigator / lawyer / Yakuza. He's not involved in the Yakuza, but he's got contacts with them, and he's hanging out with a Yakuza outcast. Yep. And he can fight like you wouldn't believe because this game's the same as Yakuza. It's a fighter. It's a street brawler. Yep. I like the game. It for me, it overstayed its welcome just a little bit. It's a very, very complex story, and it's told in a very Japanese way, where they really expand the story and it's almost agonizing how long they draw it out in terms of explaining things. The detail's appreciated, but sometimes it's like just get on with it. You know what I mean? That's from my perspective. But I enjoyed it. They've got a couple of new game mechanics that weren't present in the Yakuza franchise. Worth a play. maybe when it goes on sale, have a play. At the moment, as far as I'm aware, it's only available on PS4, but it probably will go to PC.
Which would be great for me.
Yeah. All right. Did you
So
look
the studio is Ryuga Gotaku.
That's them.
Studios.
Yeah. These guys have been doing their games are published by Sega. Mm-hmm. I don't know if they're Sega owned actually.
They probably are. They're probably a subsidiary of.
They could be. What was the name of the studio again? Sorry.
It's Ryuga Gotaku.
Okay. Yeah, they've always done Yakuza stuff. And they've had an affiliation with Sony. So Sega in general has had an affiliation with Sony.
Well, of course, yeah.
That makes total
Japanese
sense.
team up.
They stick together.
They stick together.
Worth a play. You'd love it because...
it's so Japanesey, it's painful.
Yeah, the great thing about it is this time around they completely translated it all into English. But I chose to play it in Japanese with English subtitles. And you'd probably play that way too.
I just played it in Japanese.
Yeah, I think by default the subtitles appear.
Yeah, fuck off the subtitles.
Yeah, but it's all in Japanese. It's very, very well written. It's a really interesting story, which is based on somebody's novel. There's actually, at the end of the credits, it goes on to say...
A short story.
Yeah, it's based on a short story by somebody. I'm not familiar with the author, but it is based on a story. And it makes sense because when you play this game, you go, God damn, there is no way a developer could come up with this.
There's a lot of games that never make it out here that are based on Japanese short stories and authors and things like that, and manga, obviously.
Yeah.
So they've got a rich back catalogue of games they could be developing, that's for sure.
Yeah. Worth a play, man. You'd really dig it because I was sending you
fucking weird shit.
Weird ass shit, man.
Some boobies and things like that.
There's boobies, there's crotch shots.
Yep.
There's one scene. Where was the I'm going to pull it up on my fucking phone because it was hilarious.
You sent me some really weird shit.
There's a scene where it goes, Yagami-san, I'm not sure how to convey this to you, but as soon as you looked at me, I noticed it got bigger, as if you were engorged. and mind you, it's a picture of a woman's chest.
Yeah, of course.
While this is coming up. Yeah, so Yagami-san or Yagami is the main character in this game. Lots of characters in the game. I will be very honest. Sometimes it gets a little bit hard to keep track of all the characters.
Yep.
And it does introduce, like I said, some new game mechanics. Like there's like a private eye, scene where you've got to use a camera to try and focus on different areas and pick up clues. Very LA Noire-esque. And in fact, it's a noir story, right? It's a very much noir in its style and in its storytelling. There's lots of different things, like you can use a drone to find shit. There's some silly side stories too. So whilst it's changed its tack from Yakuza games, it's also kept them because there's some crazy ass side activities you can do that are just ridiculously silly, right? Like like I was chasing a cat that apparently was the secret to an emperor of China. It had some secret attached to it. There's some weird ass shit. There's there's one where I did a mission where you basically got to find a supposed haunted apartment and find the ghost. And it actually turns out that, it's fucking weird, man. It just goes, it leads you down garden paths and it's weird and you can get lost in the world and it's quite a long game. I think I sunk 40 hours into it.
That's a lot.
But but I didn't do everything, dude. I'm telling you now. I didn't get the platinum and I didn't do
a lot of those Japanese games are quite misleading with how long you think you will spend. Like even Persona 5.
Oh, Persona 5, I sunk 100. I put 120 hours into Persona 5.
It was one of those games where I thought, this is only going to take me like a couple of days. 2 or 3 months later, I'm still battling away with it.
Persona 5, I put in about 120 and 130 hours into it. And I didn't do everything.
And if you haven't played that, people, that's a game you need to play.
That's not what I played this year, though, but Persona 5 I do recommend. Judgment, I recommend it. Just be willing to invest some time into it. And if you like Yakuza, give it a go for sure. The next game I played was Wolfenstein Youngblood. Now, I'm playing this with Pedro as a co-op game, and it's primarily built around being a co-op game. I said to Pedro while I was playing this with him, I said to him, if I was playing this solo, I'd be really disappointed with this game because I don't think it was ever designed to be a solo game. Because my understanding is if you play it solo, it forces you to play with the AI, which is one of your twin sisters, right? Okay. So basically it's BJ from Wolfenstein, he's gone missing, and his 2 twin daughters are looking for him and to see where he is. They can't find him. They can't track him down. And so basically he's trying to find, they're trying to find him. But along the way, they basically mow down a whole bunch of Nazis. The gunplay is fun, right? It's Wolfenstein. I don't believe if people call it a looter shooter, it's not. I don't know. I think people have forgotten what looter shooter means. It ain't Borderlands, folks. You know what I mean? What I don't like about it is that it's extremely repetitive. And I kept saying to Pedro, have we been here? I go, have we been here, man? We've been here. And
I
he's
even
like,
found that, though, with the second Wolfenstein.
I didn't like the new Colossus.
Yeah.
I'm probably one of the only people out there that's going to shit on the new Colossus.
I
didn't like it. Yeah. The story went... I did a 180. It was like sensible, and then it was stupid.
It went silly.
It went so silly, and it made no sense. And I'll tell you now, I'll call it out. Spoilers here. At the end of the new Colossus, that's Wolfenstein 2. I can't believe nobody got upset about this, but right at the end, I think her name's Anna. She's BJ's wife.
Yep.
She's pregnant, and she stands up there, rips her top off.
Yep.
She's heavily pregnant, boobies hanging out, and she's got 2 guns. She's dual wielding fucking machine guns.
Yep.
And mowing down Nazis covered in blood. Now come on, that's silly. That's over the top. And I would agree with anybody that was offended by that because I was uncomfortable by that, and that's me. You know, I tell people
that was just unnecessary.
I tell people to fucking harden up all the time. That was insane.
That was unnecessary.
But Wolfenstein Youngblood, I don't like the fact that you're basically revisiting the same places all the time. I don't understand why they did that. It's kind of like a rinse repeat. Go and find this general or what a commander. Go find this. Plant a bomb over here.
Yep.
Come back to this hub world. So that they've incorporated yet another hub world.
Yep.
And the hub world on Wolfenstein 2 sucked, and this one's worse.
Fuck, it's annoying. The submarine.
This one's the submarine.
Fuck, annoying.
Yeah, but this one's worse in Youngblood.
Fuck it, I won't play it now. I'm done.
I don't recommend you play it, dude.
Yeah.
I'll tell you why. I'll tell you why I don't recommend it. A couple of reasons. Even though it is a cheaper game, it's not a full $80.
It's not a full $80
It's
title.
not. It's not a full retail price game. It's about $60 here, $40 in the US. It's been designed to be co-op, and if you haven't got a buddy to play it with, I'm telling you now, you're not going to like it. But I don't like the hub world in this game at all. It's very, very disjointed. There's no life in it at all. There's characters there, but they just sit around, don't do shit. There's zero story, and if there is a story, it doesn't make any sense. And the 2 twin girls that you play are fucking annoying as fuck. Right, and I'll admit
there's nothing like playing the character of someone who's annoying.
They're annoying, man. And I'll tell you what, they don't act like brother. They don't act like sisters. You know what I mean? They act like best friends.
Yeah.
Come on, no, I don't buy it. But you know what? To play with a friend like Pedro or somebody else, it's a bit of fun.
As a shooter,
as a shooter, it's okay.
Yeah.
But on your own, don't buy it. Give it a fucking miss. That's
that.
my red hot tip. So yeah, Wolfenstein Youngblood. I haven't completed it. The jury's out on it, but I'm not impressed by it at the moment. I only like it for a Carlton to play something with Pedro. The next game I want to talk about that I've played this year was F1 2019.
Yeah, okay.
There's controversy ahoy on this little fuck. I'm telling you now. I'm playing this at the moment with Nervous Nathan.
Yep.
There's shenanigans already.
Where are you up to?
And now Rocket Russell wants me to play this game on the Xbox One, but I'm playing it primarily on the PS4. Actually, no, he wants me to play F1 2018.
18 on the
This is 2019.
Which is part of
2019,
Game
I'm
Pass.
going to say now, it's little changes from 2018. But you know what? It's a solid product, man. The attention to detail is unbelievable. If you're an F1 fan...
All right, how much detail is there? Do the pit crew cut themselves on the bullshit?
No, they don't. No. But the cars look 100% like their counterparts.
Like shit.
Yeah. They look unreal, right? It looks unreal and it plays unreal. It's F1. I'm not going to go too much into it. I played some indie trash. I'm not going to talk about that. The next one I want to talk about is Rage 2. Okay. Now, I did play Rage 2. Rage 2 is a Bethesda game. I'll tell you what. I like the gunplay in this game. I'll be honest with you. The gunplay reminded me of Doom 2016.
Okay. Yeah,
right?
okay.
It's very fast. It's very squishy. Lots of things go squish and all that bullshit. I liked it. But... what I don't like about it, and why I understand that people don't like about it, is the fact that it's built on an open world, right? And the open world slows it down, right? So 1 minute you're going gung-ho and you're running around like you were in Doom 2016, so it's very fast, very full of action. But then it puts you in an open world, so you've got to drive from point A to point B. And when you do that, there is nothing to fucking do. It is boring. It is
It's
lifeless.
like riding a horse.
It's like Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh, fuck
right?
that shit.
Right. So you drive a car that drives okay. Yeah. It's okay. Right. The game overall, what let it down was it being in an open world. And I want to talk about open worlds one day, maybe when Super Sonic is
you know what, I reckon that's a topic. I mean,
I'm over them, man. I'm done with open worlds because this was a classic example of a game that didn't need to be an open world.
The last open world game I really loved was Witcher.
Yeah, exactly. I love Witcher, right? But Rage 2 could have done a lot better, but it wouldn't have been Rage if it was more linear, right? Because obviously Rage the first game was open world as well. This game, it made it more open world. It's big. It's not even that it's too big. It's actually not very big in terms of open world games. It's just got no life in it, mate. It's got nothing going for it. Yeah, I know it's built in. It's set in a wasteland. It is a wasteland. So they've kind of made it like Mad Max.
You know what else?
They made it very colourful. Yeah. All that. But you know, like the new Mad Max movie.
Yeah.
It's like that bullshit.
You know what I'm also over?
What?
Post-apocalyptic and
same.
That sort of genre. I'm done.
Same. Mate, you know what I was going to say about the E3 conference that Microsoft had? All these games are coming out, like Rage 2, they're all these over-the-top, goofy, overly colourful, purple everywhere on the screen, characters that are ultra silly and goofy, like that one that Ninja Theory's working on, that 4-player game, that deathmatch game. What's that called?
Fuck, I can't remember.
It's called something.
Yeah.
That game...
Too much.
And they're all like this now, right? And so Rage 2 is like that. Now, I'm going to say this. I wasn't offended by this game, right? I actually didn't mind it. And I didn't... What pulled me through this game was the gunplay. I didn't mind it at all. I liked it. It reminded me of Doom 2016, but that was the problem. I just want Doom, right? Just give me Doom 2016, or even better yet, give me Doom Eternal. That's what I really want.
I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, so am I. Yeah. On PC, man, I'm going to fucking hammer that one.
I'm looking forward to it as well. And Rage 2... I'd say play it at a sale. Wait till a sale comes on or something like this. But the gunplay was fun, right? The other game I want to talk about is... I'll talk about it very briefly. I had a go at Hidden Agenda. This is like a Playlink game. You get your mobile phone out and you make choices on your phone as a tablet. Generally speaking, Playlink is a pain in the ass and a failure. I don't like Playlink. Sony, let it go. This is a PS4 game. It's based on the same... It's made by the same people that did Until Dawn.
Okay, yeah.
Until Dawn was a fucking gem.
Gem
of a game.
Yeah.
PS4 exclusive.
Yeah, it's a great game.
Gem of a game, right? And I really
Super Simon loves that one too.
Yeah, and I really want... I don't know why Sony... They own the rights to Until Dawn, but they let the developer... Like the developer's name has slipped my mind very briefly. They've been let go, and they're going to make multiplayer games, and they've got a game coming out at the end of August called Man of Medan.
You know what else I'm over?
What?
Multiplayer. Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck off. Well, Hidden Agenda you can play on your own, but you can play with someone couch co-op, and you both get your mobile phones out and make decisions at the same time. I played it on my own. I didn't mind it. I'll be honest with you. Worth a look, especially if it's cheap. Now, the next game, I want to talk about this little fucker. A Plague Tale Innocence. I've got a fucking rant coming up about this cock of a game. This is the game that I sent you as a photo with a box smashed in pieces.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Now, the reason why I got so frustrated by this game is because I actually really enjoyed the premise of it, and I really enjoyed the story of it. Basically, from memory, this is set during a time in France where the Black Plague is really prevalent, and people are dying of the plague. Right. But the plague's being masterminded by some evil archbishop.
Of course it
is.
is.
Of course it is. And what I liked about it was it had some interesting game mechanics with, like, you had to sort of negotiate puzzles and negotiate these massive amounts of rats on the screen, like a sea of rats. And you had to use tricks that are not really new, but things like you had to use lighting, because the rats were scared of lights. So anything with fire... Anything with a light, the rats would scatter. And you had to try and negotiate the rats' fire, that sort of mechanism. And that was fun. And the story was cool. I actually dug the story. Basically, you and your brother, you play the older sister and you've got a younger brother. And you basically got to try and find your mother who's been captured after the Archbishop and his cronies basically, storm your castle looking for your younger brother. Your younger brother is the key to all this shit. Now... The reason why I smashed this game, I didn't finish it. And the reason why I didn't finish it...
Didn't you just smash the CD?
Yeah, fucking oath I did. You know why I didn't finish it? Because the game mechanics in this are fucking awful.
Yeah.
The controls were awful.
Yeah.
I got to the final boss of this fucking game. The final boss. And yeah, I am a spastic, I will admit it. I'm not going to fucking deny it, internet, you fucking ingrates. But I'm telling you now, that was bullshit, and I hated it. It wasn't fun. It was unfun. And I said, fuck this, I got better things to do with my fucking life.
Yeah.
I'm not playing this game. I'm done. I'm over it. I'm done.
Yeah,
I'm done, And so I put it down. I did put it down, right?
Yep.
And it's a shame because I wanted to finish that game. And mind you, I tried.
You wanted the trophy.
I wanted the trophies, but I also wanted the I wanted to finish the game because I wanted to see what happened at the end. And in the end, I went, fuck it. And I watched the end on YouTube.
Yeah,
right?
fair enough.
And it's because I got better things to do in my life than fucking play a game over and over again at the same point, trying to get past somebody, right? And I actually went on YouTube to see, well, what do I have to do to try and figure this out? And I did all that shit. But you know what? The controls were so bad, right, at this particular point of the game, and the mechanics were so bad at this particular point of the game, I said, fuck it.
Yeah,
and I got better, because I've got a pile of games at home that I've bought.
In the plastic wrap still.
In the plastic, I've got a disease, right, where I buy every game that comes out at full price because I can't help myself, right, but I won't play it for 3 or 4 months down the line because I got at the
And you
moment,
could have just waited and saved the
I could have waited and saved a whole bucket of money. Oh, no. I have to play them right now. I have to buy them the day they come out.
Got to collect them all.
I got to collect them all. I buy them the day they come out and they sit there for 6 months until I can play the fucking
Whereas I do
things.
the opposite. Yeah.
Oh, I'm an idiot, right? Plague Tale Innocence for some people will be great. It'll probably be a little hidden gem for them. It's not full price. It's not. I think it was about $40.
It's not too bad.
It's not bad. It's not a very long game either. It's not very long.
It's expensive if you keep smashing it.
I'd say it's a double A game.
Yeah,
It's not quite indie. It's not triple A, right? But we need games like this, and I was just really annoyed. And I know it's. That's right. I know it's me, right? But I couldn't get past the last ending bit. And then I saw people commenting on the same thing. I saw some mixed reviews on it. People generally agree the story and the premise is great, but the controls are awful.
Suck, yeah.
Right? Sometimes they were not a problem. But I got to that last little bit and they were a big fucking problem. So maybe the game was masking the ultimate problem of the control system being pretty poor. But when I got to the end game, it was really showing its ugly head. So worth a play, especially if it comes on sale. Next game, want to talk about this, Mortal Kombat 11.
Oh, see, I haven't played that yet.
I'm not a massive fighting fan because I'm shit at them, but I like Mortal Kombat, and I dug the story in this. I really did. And I'll tell you what, man, it's slick, right? It's just slick, right? Awesome. It's a fun game. It's got a pretty good storyline that you can actually get sense out of. It just looks so good. You know what I mean? And it's fun to play, even if you're a retard like I am. You know what I mean? I enjoyed this game. I really did. Can't say much more about it. I haven't played the multiplayer stuff because I'm not that good enough to play
your ass handed
I'll
to
get
you.
my ass handed to me. And some 12-year-old would say that he fucked mum last night or some bullshit. I can't deal with it. You know what I mean? But Mortal Kombat 11 was well worth my time. It really was. It was a good game. The next game I want to talk about, a bit of a disappointing one, or a bit of a confusing one, a bit of a head scratcher. Days Gone.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
This is a PS4 exclusive.
Yep.
Now, Days Gone, I'm going to say this about
There's a fair bit of a hype train behind it.
There was, and this is why it's a bit of a funny one, because Days Gone, the story's good. The story's interesting, right? It might not be the most original premise in the world where I don't care what Sony Ben called it. They said they're freakers and they're not zombies. Mate, they're fucking zombies.
They're zombies.
Right?
Again, another thing I'm tired of.
Yeah. I think this is what people got turned off by it, even though it sold very well, this game, and it's pretty much guaranteeing a sequel. And I'm glad because I think what this game showed me, it showed me potential. Now, I know Super Simon's got a different opinion, and he's probably banging the fucking, speaker
Steering
or
wheel
stereo
or whatever he's doing right now.
steering wheel or whatever he's doing. Now, be safe, Super Simon. We need you back on the podcast.
That's all right. Drive carefully.
Drive carefully, Super Simon. We'll get a phone call. Oh, I got a shout out. But look, there was a bit of a different flavour to these particular types of zombies. They did have a little bit of a differentiation over other zombies like Walking Dead zombies. They were a bit more like 28 Days Later zombies.
So they're high in cocaine.
Yeah, they were high on cocaine, but they weren't as aggressive as 28 Days Later, but they weren't as docile as Walking Dead zombies. But what was cool about this game was the story, right? Now, I didn't finish it. I might go back to it when things quieten down over the holiday period, like over Christmas, and all the big games that I wanted to play have come out, and I've played them, or I've said no or yes to them. Days Gone, the problem with Days Gone is that it had some silly game mechanics, and I don't care what anyone says, but I hated the fact that my motorbike needed petrol every 5 minutes.
Oh, fuck that.
Right? This was a big thing.
And then get rid of the ultra realism. I don't want to be filling my cars up with petrol.
So here's the thing, right? I talked about it on a podcast that we had a while ago where there's a real fine line that developers are walking very close to and sometimes exceeding, and that is they want to put in realism at the expense of fun, the fun factor. Mm-hmm. And this game really, to me, some of the fun factor was taken away by it.
It just adds grind. Get rid of the grind.
This game did become a bit grindy. So what I hated about it was, and it was so silly, if they wanted some realism, you can't tell me a motorbike can only do 6 kilometres and use all of its petrol. Right? That's basically what it did. Right? You got about 5 or 10 minutes worth of playtime on your motorbike, and no bullshit, right? I did a mission once where you went from point A to point B, and on the map that said it was 6 or 7 kilometres, right? That's fuck all.
And that's nothing.
And my petrol went from full to half.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Or thereabouts.
Yeah, it's crap.
That's crap.
Either
and
that
what
or
the
something
game was trying to get you to do, right, was get off your motorbike
and sort of travel around and find shit,
and find
right?
petrol,
because there's petrol randomly scattered throughout.
Yeah. So what would happen on your little mini map?
Yeah,
you get off your motorbike, and petrol canisters would appear on the mini map, and you wouldn't have to walk far to find one. But what it was doing was trying to add a sense of
adventure. You need to get out and
adventure and a bit of
horror, a bit of
I'm trying to think of the word anticipation or
anticipation.
Right. Someone told me what that was the other day. Shout out to the Cookie Queen. She knows who she is. She says you just have to wait because it's anticipation. Well, there you go. So the thing is that it was trying to get a sense of scariness or whatever. I can't think of the word. And yes, it was scary. When you got off your motorbike became your security blanket because as soon as you stepped off it, you'd run into shit, right? But it got really annoying really quick. And that's what killed me, right? It killed me. And the other thing was that at first I couldn't get my head around how to use the motorbike properly. And I'd slide into things. The motorbike was ultra fragile, right? It would literally get damaged at the little touch of a branch of a tree or something. I'm exaggerating.
Yeah, but still, it's annoying.
But it was so fragile. And basically it forced you to upgrade it. And even if you upgraded it, it was still fragile. And I just felt that the game was so grindy and blocking my fun. Every which way and turn I wanted to go, it was unfun, right? And I've heard that at the start of the game it's like that, but once you get past the first 20 hours of it...
That's a long way to invest.
That's what I would say. Yeah. I mean, apparently it's quite a long game. It's a 60-hour plus game.
Shit, it's a big game.
It's a long game. And a lot of people will say that it overstays its welcome. And I don't know because I didn't get that far.
It takes a lot.
But people said once you get past 20 hours, it's fun. But you know what? I don't want to have fun after 20 hours.
No.
20 hours to me should be...
a long
game. You know what? I'd be happy for a game to only be 15 or 20 hours
if it was
sometimes.
fucking really good.
If it was really, really good. And if I have to get 20 hours into a game before it becomes awesome, I'm not interested. And unfortunately, that game was like that. I didn't feel fun. I didn't have much fun with it. At that point, up until the 20 hour, I was at the 20-hour mark, right?
Yeah.
Now, what I really was disappointed with, and why I might go back to it, was that I actually loved the story of it, and I loved the universe, right? And I really wanted to get more invested in that, and I wanted to explore that more. But every time I wanted to, I felt there was a roadblock. Oh, my motorbike's run out of petrol again. Oh, now I've got to fucking kill 100 zombies. Oh, now my weapons are broken because it had durability on weapons and all that bullshit.
Another thing, get rid of durability on weapons.
It just fucking annoyed me.
It's not real life, people. It's a video game.
And then I felt that, okay, once you got past all of that, it got very grindy. You had to help out at campsites. And so you had to help out.
Okay. If there is one game mechanic I hate above
that shit.
Everything, is being forced to make a camp, being forced to make some kind of building, being able...
you didn't have to make camps in this. What you had to do was you visited campsites or settlements and you had to build up your reputation with them.
I don't give a
in order for them to give you shit.
I just want to be a prick.
And the only way you could build up reputation is by doing their missions.
Oh, fuck off.
Right? And so I found myself not progressing the story, right?
Because you have to do all these side missions.
So by the time you got the juicy bits in the story...
the side missions are great.
But you might have had done the juicy bit of the story 5 hours ago and you've forgotten what the juicy bit was by the time you get to the next
And
it
sort of breaks it up as well. You're sitting there going, wait a second, wasn't I in this critical mission that I had to complete whatever, and then I've spent the last 20 hours doing side missions?
I wasn't cool with it, man. I was disappointed by it, but I think I might go back to it because I know what the ending is of that game. I cheated. I know what the ending is. It's cool. And I do hope there is a sequel now because I think it deserves one. There's enough potential in that game to make a really awesome game, but just the first game is not that great. The next thing I want to talk about is Division 2.
Okay.
Now, I played this with a couple of friends, Pedro included, the Englishman with a Cockney accent, and Nervous Nathan. Mate, we had a ball playing this game, and I'm going to say that I was never a massive fan of the Division, but Division 2 was great. And what I liked about it was the atmosphere, the level design. You're playing in Washington, D.C., and you're going into like museums, like the Museum of Science, and you've got the planetarium, like those sorts of things, and you're fighting, and you got firefights going on in places like that. I love the Division 2. I really, really did. I really don't have much to say about it other than
it's good fun.
It's great fun, but again, I'd never played it solo, and I think if I was playing that solo,
it'd be less fun.
For me it is. Yeah, some people probably wouldn't see it that way, but for me, I'm going to say it would be. But I definitely enjoyed the Division 2 for sure. The next game that I want to talk about is Devil May Cry 5.
Yep. Okay. Wow. Talk about spreading genres.
Yeah, mate, I'm a whore with this shit. You know that.
Fuck.
I like it. I dug Devil May Cry 5, but then again, I like hack and slashes.
Yeah, and it's a classic one,
and
right?
a lot of people will take offence to me saying that it's a hack and slash, but I think it actually is. I really dug.
It's a button masher.
It's a button. Well, it is and it isn't. I mean, there's some. You got to pull up some complex moves sometimes to get anywhere in the game, but I really dug Devil May Cry 5. It looks unreal. Even on the PS4, man. I'm telling you now. It looks fucking unreal. The story's a bit... To me, look, the story's great. I couldn't make a fucking head or tail of the story. It didn't make any sense to me, you know what I mean?
I think sometimes the translations make no sense.
It's a bit weird, man. It's very weird, but I really liked the gameplay. I really enjoyed it. I think it was well worth the time, and it's probably a bit cheaper than when I bought it. So, yeah, Devil May Cry 5, cool, right? Next one I want to talk about, it's a bit of a sad one. The Walking Dead, the final season, and finally we got the last episode of this. So the background story to all of this is the fact that Telltale Games went bust, and they didn't have any way of basically making this game or finishing off this season. I think they got to the second episode of a 4-episode season, or for this final season, and they went belly up. And
by the way, it's better than the show.
Oh, heaps. Walking Dead, the TV show, is fucking worse than Star Trek Discovery. I'm being serious, man. Fucking Walking Dead I watched
is
awful.
It's fucking horrific.
It's awful. It is so boring. I'd rather watch fucking Star Trek Discovery, and I fucking hate that shit. And this is a guy that loved The Walking Dead. You know, I've read the graphic novels up until a point, right? And I knew the background material before the show was really around, and I read the graphic novels as the show was sort of progressing too, and I really dug it. Mate, once Negan came into the picture, even though I like great
actor.
Yeah, awesome. But once they hit Negan, the wheels fucking fell off, in my opinion, with The Walking Dead. I want to talk about The Walking Dead another time, but The Walking Dead is awful.
But the game's great.
Awful. But the game's great by Telltale. And look, they got their... there's a lot of background story, but I think, long story short, Skybound, who were the publishers, I think, of this series, they were. Skybound were the publishers. They somehow salvaged and got some of the developers from Telltale to come and finish a bit of fan service to finish off the series. And I think they did a reasonable job. I think it ended okay. I don't think it was any real... I saw the ending pretty much coming towards me before I finished it.
It was pretty predictable.
It was reasonably predictable, but it wasn't outrageously bad. It was okay. It was good. It was fine. And so it's well worth finishing that off if you've played it. I didn't mind it at all. What else am I playing? What else did I play? Well, that might be... Yes. Okay. Did I play that this year? No, I played that last year. Yeah, I think that's all the major games I played this year, to be honest.
It's actually less than I thought you'd play.
No, I've been busy. I've been trying to live a real life.
Jesus Christ. So the one game that I've played that you have not...
I've got it in the pack. I know what you're going to say. Yep.
So Sekiro is the game that I sunk probably too many hours into at one point this year. And I don't know if you're going to enjoy it.
I'm going to hate it, man.
is hard, but it's very, very... The story is fantastic. The universe, so the atmosphere is fantastic.
Yep.
The characters are sensational. The bosses are sensational.
Yep.
But unless you're willing to really put in effort and to really learn the mechanics, you're going to fucking hate it with a passion.
Yeah.
Because you will spend probably the first 6 hours trying to beat the first mini-boss.
So I've heard...
And that's a mini-boss. The big boss is just absolutely annihilate you.
So I've heard that if you... if you can get past the first bit of the game...
Yep, the big ogre fucker.
It gets a little bit easier.
God, no.
No?
God, no. I mean, he's a reality check. So that first real mini-boss is a reality check. The rest of it is... So the way I describe it to people... It's timing and it's pattern recognition.
Yep.
So you have to recognize when to do certain moves, when to back away, when to... so I love sneaking games as well. So the thing I loved about it kind of reminded me of Tenchu a little bit, where I could take out the first life of a mini-boss just by jumping on top of them out of the blue and fucking stabbing them in the back of the neck. So I love that sort of stuff. But... there are times when you will spend, hours and hours defeating a boss, and someone who may not even be a final boss, like a big boss, because they've got these layers of bossdom inside the game, and you will get to within the slightest slither of a bar of defeating this motherfucker, and then you're axed. And then there's no save in between. You actually have to go and repeat another 45 minutes of game to get back to that boss. And then again, you get annihilated, and again, you get annihilated. It's a humbling experience as a gamer.
Yeah, but I give credit where credit's due. You finished it. And I actually think I will pull it out of the package and play it.
It's worth having a go. It's stunning.
I don't think I'm going to be able to finish it. I don't. Yeah. Because I'm really shit at that. See, there's a genre of games I really wish I could play well, and that's the Souls games.
Yeah.
Because I just reckon the lore and the atmosphere of those games is phenomenal. Unbelievable. Yeah. And I've always really wanted to play them well, and I've just never got it.
Oh, they're hard, man. They're a hard game.
And I don't know why I always do it to myself. I buy these games, these Souls games, and I've bought Sekiro. How do you say it?
Sekiro.
I purchased it, and it's still in the plastic wrap, and I've got a bad feeling at some point I'm going to open it up and go, fuck this game.
I get a bad point. I reckon I'm going to get a photograph.
You're going to get a photograph?
Get a message with this box just mangled on the floor somewhere.
Yeah.
Then a controller next to it.
Yeah.
Luckily, the PlayStation controllers are more durable than the Xbox ones.
The other game I played, and I don't know why it's not on my list of trophies here on my PSN fucking list. Something's not right here.
Uh-oh, you've lost your trophies.
No, I've got the trophies. But
you played it on Xbone?
No. Oh, fuck no. One game that I didn't talk about was Metro Exodus.
Okay, yeah, I'm playing that now on PC.
Now, Metro Exodus I played earlier on in the year, and I don't know why it's not on my trophy list here, which is bullshit. See, this is fucking Sony, man. Come on. I don't know why it's not on this, because I know I played it, and I know I'm going to go home and go, fuck, I played more than this shit.
Yeah, probably.
I played Metro Exodus. Obviously, a follow-up to Metro Last Light, which is the second game in the series, because the original game was Metro 2033. I love Metro games. Big fan of Metro. And Metro Exodus is very different from the other two games because they've gone the open world route. And I do know why they did it, but at the same time I wish they didn't. But in their defense, they followed the book, right? And they make a bit of a point of it at the start of the game saying this follows the events of Metro 2035.
Yep, which is based on
the book. And so I haven't read this book, but what I'm assuming is that I've read the first book, Metro 2033. What I'm assuming is that they've decided that they're going to follow what the book actually had in it, which is they do surface from the Metro and they do go open world, right? Looking for survivors that are out there. The game does it very well. But I do think in the process of going open world, it slows the game down to a bit of a crawl. Because one of the great things about the Metro games was the bit of suspense and anticipation of, fuck man, I'm out of ammo. I'm crawling in the tunnels. It's dark. I can hear creatures behind me. you don't get
it's creepy as fuck.
you don't get that as much in Metro Exodus when it's open world. But having said that, there's some really cool set pieces in Exodus that are probably the best of the series. It looks the shit. I'm telling you now, it looks fun. Even on a PS4, it looked unreal. I've actually started playing it again on Xbox One X because I want to see what it looks like on that. Because
it's a freebie. So
it's a freebie on Game Pass, but I know it looks better on the X, and it does look awesome, right? With all the bells and whistles of HDR and all that stuff. I really enjoyed the game. It appears to be the final game in the series. I don't know what they're planning for. Who are the developers? I don't know what their plans are.
They must have
afterwards.
something going on.
I'm sure they do, but they insinuate that is the end, right? Unless they move forward on that. I don't know what they're planning.
I think they just leave it.
I don't know enough about it.
Should just leave it.
Yeah, they do insinuate that maybe there might be some continuation of the story, but who knows? Overall, I'd say it was a good game, but it wasn't my favourite Metro game. My favourite Metro game in the series is Last Light. I think Metro 2033 was a clunky first-person shooter. It was very buggy back on the Xbox 360, and I know it did improve, but it was a bit of a buggy mess, and it was very clunky. Last Night really refined itself a lot, and it's a much better game in terms of narrative as well. And Exodus is probably a better narrative game with better storytelling. That's just my opinion. But because it's open world, it slows shit down, right?
Which typically
because you got to go because you're on foot and you got to go from point A to point B. And there are things that will come at you and you go, "Fuck, that's a bad place. Don't want to go over there." But you do unfortunately have to deal with some slow bits. And it's the pacing's a bit weird in it as well, where it starts off at a bit of a frantic pace. And then it just slows right down as you go over world, and then it picks up again. And there's a bit in the middle or 3/4 mark where it really picks up again. It's like, holy shit. And then towards the end it picks up again. It's got the pacing's a bit off, right? But I really enjoyed Exodus for what it was as a really good first-person shooter. It's certainly not as clunky as 2033, but I just like Last Light so much better. And I think it goes back to the fact that it was
it's more focused.
It's more of a linear game.
It's
linear. And so there were some open-ish bits, but there were more interesting set pieces, and I think that it had more tension with it as well. When you had to, your ammo was really, really scarce, and this game it just it had its tense moments and it had its really great moments too. I think the highs were the highest of the series in Exodus. But there were some low points. It was a bit more all over the place, but I still enjoyed it. And it's worth playing if it's on Game Pass and if it's on sale and all that shit. It's a bit of a technical marvel, to be honest. It looks really, really good.
Oh, it looks spectacular on PC. Looks beautiful.
Yeah, I don't know why that's not on my trophy list on my fucking PSN. Fucking Sony.
Fuck you, Sony.
Fuck you, Sony.
Fix up your shit.
Fucking PSN's held together by glue. You know what I mean? It's held together by glue.
And not the strong stuff, the cheap shit stuff.
Shit, I don't know why it's not here. It should be here. It's not here.
Yeah, but I'm trying to think. Like, I've been doing a lot of VR stuff lately, and I know that's an area you don't
I want to get my VR back.
Yeah.
I want to play, because I'll tell you, there's some games there now on VR, like Blood and Truth.
Yeah, there's some fucking
which is a bank
stuff.
robber one, I think. That game I actually want to get.
I've been playing Doom VFR. That's really quite fun. That's actually really quite fun. There's some really good stuff on the HTC that keeps me well entertained.
Yeah, I think I'm going to pull my VR unit out. I might plug it again because I got an old original launch PS4 upstairs on my upstairs TV, and I might put my VR unit on that.
Yeah, you should.
As opposed to
your primary.
Yeah, because there's too many wires and cables where my primary one is. It's really hard to access now, and I actually fear the day that I'm going to fucking pull it out and put a PS5 in because it's going to be a cock because there's so many wires there. But I think you're right. VR now,
it's come a long way.
There's a lot of games and they're really reasonably priced. And games like Blood and Truth are really highly rated. I think it's Blood and Truth. I'm sure it's Blood and Truth. That's a new. I think it's a bank robbery one. I think it's Blood and Truth. Yeah, it is Blood and Truth. That game I really want to check out. Doom VFR.
It's so much fun.
There's a Wolfenstein game that came out as well.
Yep.
I can't remember what it's called, but it's a Wolfenstein game, and it's not really that well received. But again, these are all sorts of games.
There's so many on Steam as well.
Yeah, but I'm going to pull out the
PlayStation.
The PlayStation one and give that a go. And if you want to talk about games that are coming up at the end of the year...
I've got a question for you. What do you reckon will be the game you do your all-nighter on Christmas Eve?
Oh, I haven't talked about that yet.
Because that's a tradition that you've had for the longest time.
That's my gaming tradition, every Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's a RAM.
I think we've got time.
Have we got time?
It's only less than an hour into the thing, mate.
Rally monkeys. Will they remember to roll it?
I'm sure. I need to listen to these things when I'm editing them.
Now you're gonna have. This is an interactive RAM. You're gonna have to help me with this.
All right.
I'm gonna say it was 19. No, I'm gonna say it was 2000. The year 2000.
Year 2000. Oh,
right?
Okay, really? Okay.
Yeah, because you were still working at EB Games.
Year 2000.
And I'll tell you why. This was on the PS2, and the PS2 got released in 2000.
Okay.
Right. And the PS2, we didn't have it very long at all.
Mm-hmm.
And you were a store manager at an EB Games.
That's right.
And this was Christmas Eve.
Yep.
And it was hot as fuck.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And I remember spending my day, because this was after I'd finished uni, I think. Yeah, I wasn't at uni. I was pissed. I was just fucking around. And I was swimming in the pool, having a wonderful old time.
Mm-hmm.
And you came home in a cock of a mood.
So I just finished work.
This was Christmas Eve, right? And you've gone... I got you some games, fuckhead. And I went, oh, cool. Now, I remember...
I was your dealer.
You were my dealer.
Yeah.
There was about 10 games in this stash.
Yeah.
Right? And you'd said to me, all right, I've got to return them after Christmas, so don't fuck them up
Some of them
much.
hadn't been released yet.
So, some of them hadn't been released yet. You'd stolen them from the back.
Yeah.
And anyway, I went through there was about 10 games in this pile, and I remember Christmas Eve... We had dinner with Mum and Dad. I was still living at home back then. So I had dinner with Mum and Dad, did all of the bullshit that we had to do. And then around about 9 o'clock, I think I fired up the PS2.
Because by that stage, Dad would have gone to bed.
He went to bed. He was old as fuck back then. He's even older now. But I fired up the PS2, put in the first couple of games. I couldn't even tell you what all these games were, but I remember the one that got me. And... I was playing them and I went, yeah, whatever. Then I stuck in a game. Now, I'm pretty certain it was Dynasty Warriors.
Dynasty Warriors, yeah.
I'm pretty certain. Now,
or Dynasty Warriors.
Dynasty Warriors.
Because it was based on either Japanese or Chinese
history. I'm pretty certain it was that game.
I'm going to fucking Google the shit out of that.
I think it was, man. I couldn't tell you. I think it might have been the first one or the second one. It wasn't like... They're up to like Dynasty Warriors 9 now, or 10.
Jesus, fuck.
Yeah, they are, man. They're way into it. But it was Dynasty Warriors, and I remember playing that. So I started that game at about 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, it's Dynasty Warriors 2.
On PS2?
Yeah.
Dynasty Warriors 2.
Yeah.
All right, that's what it was then. Dynasty Warriors 2. And I played that game. I started at around about 9 o'clock at night. I think I had my cookies and my milk, and I was ready for the fucking long haul.
Yep.
So I kept playing it, and I kept playing it, and I kept playing it, and no bullshit. Yeah, that's it. And the next thing I remember is, Mum's behind me, and she says, "Oh, you got up early." And I said, "What?"
What?
And she goes, "Yeah, you got up early. You haven't changed. You've never grown out of it. You're still a little kid. You got up early to open your presents." I go, "What the fuck
what
are you talking about?" Right? Because this is before, obviously.
Yeah.
Mate, we knew Santa was fucking not real. So Mum and Dad, they started putting the presents out well before. Yeah, that's a fucking game. Dynasty Warriors 2, is it?
Yeah.
All right, I knew it was a Dynasty or Dynasty Warriors game. I couldn't remember which one. But they'd already had all the presents out. Mm-hmm. They put them out a couple of weeks before, remember?
Yeah.
Remember how Mum still does it?
Yeah.
She'll buy all the presents for everybody, put them out under the tree weeks before the day comes.
There was one year she put it in a sack and we fucking lost our shit.
Oh, that's right, yeah. We couldn't find the presents.
Yeah, we were pissed.
Yeah. Well, anyway, she says to me, how long you been up? I go, what are you fucking talking about? She goes, well, you got up, didn't you? And I go, no. And
I haven't been to bed yet.
And she looks at the TV and she can clearly see Dynasty Warriors is running.
Yeah.
She goes, did you go to bed? I go,
No.
No, what time is it? She goes, it's fucking 5:30 in the morning.
You're tired of it.
Because the sun's coming up at this point, or the sun is up because it's summer.
Yeah.
And I'm like, she goes, you didn't go to bed, did you? I go, no, I didn't go to bed. So I fucking played that game from 9 o'clock to about 5:30, 6 o'clock in the morning. Then everyone gets up, right, because there's commotion now. And I have to rudely save my game. And then we all open up the presents, and then Mum says, oh, you're going to be tired today. I'm like, no. And I was getting all snappy because when I'm tired, I'm a fucking prick. And she goes, well, your own fault, because what happened was, what I didn't realise, what foiled my plan was, it was our year for the family to come over.
Everyone came over. Yeah. Was it the year of the bushfires?
That was 2001. That was a year later. Okay. Yeah, the year later that happened. But this year, for whatever reason, Mum was hosting the Christmas. So all the family was coming over. So all the fucking dead shit cousins, and shout out to them, all the other fucking pricks were coming over, right? And Dad was already going on about they're going to eat me out of the house at home, fuck this. And he was carrying on like a fucking... Yep, as they always do. Yeah. Remember when he got the recycled drinks out of the bin?
Did he?
Yeah, you remember? Because there was a... Because he ran out of PET bottles to put water in.
Oh, Jesus,
and he decided to go to the recycle bin to get the recycle the bottles out of it.
I don't remember. That sounds like something he'd do.
No, he did. Because what happened was, he goes, oh, what am I going to do? Got to get table water. So he went to the recycle bin, pulled out 2 bottles.
Cleaned them all up.
And he cleaned them all up. I said, you can't do that. How fucking unhygienic is that? You're the guy that's the food scientist. And he goes, oh, fuck, I can't do anything right. Right, you remember that?
I don't remember.
He did. I
remember Mum forgetting the ham after everyone had gone home. She pulls out the fucking leg of ham.
That's right, because she forgot it.
Yeah.
No, but the old man went to the fucking recycle bin and pulled out two PET bottles.
Well, everyone was fine after the fact.
Yeah, no one died. But he put out 2 PET bottles. Yeah. And he put them on the table. And I said, well, where'd they come from? He goes, I just got them from the bin. I washed them up. I go, that's not hygienic. You can't... What are you going to do? Tell people that you found... He goes, I don't tell them anything. They won't know. He goes, it's just a fucking family.
And nor did they never find out until this day.
That's right. I said, you can't do that. And he lost his shit. He goes, fuck me, I can't do anything right. I go, well, if I had done that shit, I'd be in real trouble. Remember that? He got the fucking bottles out of the bin. Do you remember? You don't remember that?
I don't remember it.
He did, man. Trust me. You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mate, he did it.
Oh, fuck,
And so here...
It doesn't surprise me.
While he was doing that, I was falling asleep because I'd stayed up all night playing Dynasty or Dynasty Warriors on the PS2. And Mum goes, well, it's your own fault. And I go, well, Mum, fuck me. I need to sleep. She goes, no, you got to help your father. Because that was when we had to pull the tables out and cut the grass.
Fuck.
Remember that? Yeah. You had to cut the grass before everybody came over. Because
it's Happy Christmas Day. Christmas morning was a fucking
Christmas
nightmare.
Day's a fucking cock, right? I hate Christmas. Fuck it, I hate it. I'll tell you why I hate Christmas. Because if you want to go down the street and do something that normally takes 5 minutes, it becomes an hour. Because you got pricks in the car park. Everyone's fucking angry. Everyone's got the shits, and you know what? It's fucking 40 degrees, and everyone's got hot and bothered and pissed off, and everyone's fucking fuck brotherly love.
And that's why,
mate, shove it up your ass. Everyone I hate Christmas.
That's why eBay has made Christmas so much better.
I eBay everything, you pricks. I won't leave the house. I'm like a bear in fucking hibernation.
eBay and Coles Online. There's our advertisement for the...
eBay, you know what? When we sell out, we'll do advertisements. So here's one.
Coles Online?
Yes. Today, we're not sponsored by Coles Online, but if we were, I would say this. You know, if you want to save some valuable time and not shop and deal with the public or a bunch of fat fucking whales and useless pricks and probably the bottom of the gene pool, you can order your products online. That's right. Coles.com.au will offer everything and sometimes at a special online price, and they'll deliver to you happily.
I don't know. I've had some less than happy delivery people.
Did I tell you the story?
No, is this Kingswood Country?
Roll it, monkeys! This is a good one. This is no bullshit. I'm not making this up now.
Yeah.
Right, I did make it up about Dad with the PET bottles out of the recycle bin.
No, I totally.
And I'm telling you the truth. I'm looking you in the fucking eye. And you know I can't. I'm looking you in the eye, Jason Relaxation. I'm about to tell you a fucking big one, right? So I do get my shot. I'm not making this up. I'm fucking telling you the truth now. I told Mum this the other day. She couldn't believe it. She reckons I should call him up. I'll tell you the story, right? So I get all my shopping on Coles. online. I fuck the public. Fuck
Yeah,
it.
we're the same.
Fuck it. I'm done with it, mate. I'm over it.
You know
mate.
what? It's actually easier to budget if you do.
100%.
Because you don't walk into the shop hungry.
Yeah, and not only that, it tells you what you bought previously, so you don't forget shit.
You go, bang, give me the same thing again.
Fuck, I'm never going back. I'm never. And now with their bullshit bag policies to save the dolphins, you fucks. No, fuck 'em.
You've taken care of one dolphin.
I've killed one dolphin. I'm not going to do it ever again, right? So what happened was, I order my bags. I don't order bags with my online shopping.
They still bring them.
No, you click on the button loose.
Yeah, no, but they still put things in bags. It's fucking annoying.
They do with refrigerated or frozen items, which is fair enough, right? I think that's so they can distinguish, and they've also picked them from a different place. Excuse me with the hiccups. Anyway, this is no bullshit. I've had him a couple of times now. He's a grumpy old fuck. He makes me look happy. Mate, he makes me look fucking happy, right? He rolls up. This is about 2 weeks ago. You know, he rocks up 2 weeks ago, and he says, "I said something about, you know what? I should remember to get bags with my shopping because look at this, it's all loose, right? It's all loose, right?" And he goes, "Well, where do you want it?" I said, "Look, man, I'll save you some time. Just dump him on the stairs here." And I'm helping. I'm basically doing the unpacking for him. Fuck him, the prick. I've got the right as the customer to say, "Listen here, you fuck. You go and put them over here on the breakfast bar and you put them out or you put them on my cupboards, you prick."
Yeah.
That's their fucking obligation, but I'll make it easy for him.
Just leave it here, yeah.
This is the response I got for this prick. There's no fucking bullshit. I'm unpacking all the stuff on the stairs. You know, my place at the front of the thing. And I unpack the things at the stairs there. I said, "Fuck this, I should use bags. Fuck the environment, but you pricks make me pay 15 cents per bag. Fuck the environment." He says, "What's your problem with the environment?" I said, "It's over." The planet's done, mate. I don't know if it's over. And it's not my fucking problem. He
Start
goes,
looking to Mars,
he goes, "It is your problem." I go, "It's not my problem, mate." He goes, "What about your kids?" I go, "I don't have them. I shoot blanks." And he says to me, this is no bullshit. He says, "Well, that's the worst attitude I've ever heard." I said, "Well, listen, man, I'm telling you now, if you believe that this is helping the environment, that's bullshit. It's about Coles making more money. It's about Woolworths making more money.
Absolutely.
Greedy corporate fucking cocks. We're never getting sponsored by Coles.
Yeah, we're
done. We're done with Coles."
Well, mate, I spoke about it in the previous one. There is a scientific evidence to prove that what they've done has actually made it worse.
They have, right? So anyway, this prick, he says, "Well, listen, you need to fix your attitude." I go, "Mate, you don't have to tell me shit. You're here to deliver my food." He goes, "Well, I think it's a great idea that they've done that." I go, "Okay, mate, well, you're entitled to your opinion." And then he says this to me. This is no bullshit. He says, "Well, you know, in Canada," I said, "Yeah, I know Canada, but I've never been there." He says, "Well, listen, in Canada, if you..." This is not, I'm not making this, I'm looking you in the fucking eye, even though I'm smiling, I'm looking you in the eye. You know what he says to me? In Canada, when you buy shopping bags, like what we used to have with the plastic bags, you know they put "you're a pedophile" on the bags? I'm not making this up. I said, "What did you say to me?" He goes, "Well, they try and embarrass and shame you by damaging the environment. So when you buy these plastic bags, they try and shame you by saying you're a pedophile." I said, "That's the biggest load of bullshit I've ever heard." He says, "Are you calling me a liar?" I said, "Mate, I'm fucking saying to you, are you honestly expecting me to believe that when I go to Canada and I buy a shopping bag that they say that I'm fucking a pedophile?" He says, that's what they do. I said, "Mate, I don't know where you've got that from." He says, "Mate, you want to look it up on Google?" I said, "Mate, I'll do one better. I'll go to Canada and I'll fucking buy a shopping bag, and then after I'm finished with it, I'll fucking throw it in a fishing pond. Fuck the fish." Right? He says, "Mate, you've got a terrible attitude." I go, "Well, mate, I don't like being called a pedophile, you fuck." This prick, that's what he said to me. I'm not making that up. You know I'm not making it up. I'm looking you in the eye.
Fuck.
He said to me, if I get shopping bags in Canada, they put "you're a pedophile" on the shopping bags. What kind of fucking weirdo is that guy? And that's not the first time he was weird to me. The second time he came to me and he says, I need to improve my attitude. Hang on a second, mate. I'm the fucking cocksucker that's your customer, you fuck. And Mum says, "Well, why didn't you dob him in?" I said, "No, he makes me feel good."
It makes me feel happier.
He makes me feel happier about myself.
I like my grumpy delivery person.
Exactly right.
Something to look forward to each week.
Exactly right. Mate, I'll tell you now, he's a weird prick. He's a Then
There's a reason he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he whinges about the street. He goes, "Oh, there's no parking here." I said, "Well, mate,
what do you want me to do about it,
You're supposed to deliver anywhere in Australia, you fuck."
Yeah, well, they didn't think about that,
I'm in the metropolitan area. You telling me that they have this problem in the city? Of course they fucking do. But they
it'd be worse. It's got to be worse in the city.
Of course they fucking do. They've got fucking bigger problems in the city, you fucking idiot. So you know what? When I'll tell you, when the planet becomes like Metro Exodus...
And it will.
And it fucking will, because we'll nuke ourselves. Mm-hmm. Do you really think we're going to be worried about shopping bags, you fuck? Do you really think that when they put fucking pedophiles on shopping bags that they're going to care about that shit? They won't care about that shit. And I won't be here to fucking say... I won't be here to see it. You know why? Because I'll be fucking looking down at you and go, told you. You fucks.
Fucking told you
so. You fucking told you. I'll wipe me out. You know, as the weapon would say, done my job. Not my problem, you fucking obese. Mm-hmm. Done my job. That's what he says, the weapon. Shout out to him.
Done my job.
It does. You go see the weapon, and he says, you look like you're putting on a bit of beef. You go, yeah, I am. He goes, well, what are you doing? I go, mate, I don't know. He goes, well, I've done my job, you prick, not my fucking problem. That's a true story. You go see the weapon, right? And you pay him whatever it is you pay him. Yeah.
If you don't pay him, he's... Don't.
We got... No, I'm going to make your life easier, right? Pay me now! but he says, well, why are you getting bulgy? I go, I don't know. He goes, well, what are you eating? I go, I don't know, pretty reasonable stuff. He goes, well, it's not me, mate. I've done my fucking job, not my problem. And he walks off. Mate, that's what the Coles guy said to me. Can you believe it?
You know what, Coles? I don't want your ad. Get fucked.
Can you believe that shit that guy said to me, right? Now, I could easily... But you know what? I said to Mum, what's the point?
Yeah, what
I'm going to ring up somebody and they're going to say... And then they're going to investigate it. And I'm probably the only guy that's complained. And at the end of the day, I don't want the guy to lose his job. You know, I don't want the guy to lose...
I don't care enough.
I don't care enough, you know? Like, let him be a grumpy old prick, you know what I mean? He probably has the right to, you know why? Because at the end of the day, he's dealing with fucking assholes like me. And why wouldn't you be shitty?
He's got assholes. He comes to every house and every arsehole says,
every
these
house,
fucking bags of bullshit.
There's bags of bullshit. One time, this guy came to my place, another delivery, another driver. You know what? This is a fucking cracker. He's pulling out all of the stuff out of his big crate under my stairs like I told him to. And I said to him, mate, I didn't order this shit. He goes, well, mate, according to the picking list, I'm like, yeah, you did. I go, no, I didn't, mate. I think they're fucked up. He says, well, let me tell you something. He says, you're my last run. If you give it back to me, we're just going to throw it in the bin so you can have your fucking Neapolitan ice cream, you can have your custard, you can have your Twiggy sticks, you can have your olives, you can have all this shit.
He was definitely delivering to Penrith.
Mate, 100% Twiggy sticks. Shout out to Foz. Remember he used to go... He used to go... He could never say Twiggy sticks. He used to go...
he used to do a delivery.
I know. He used to go... Now, every time I get a Coles delivery, there's a fucking debacle with it. It's a cracker. But I won't be told, I cannot be told, and I'm not that fucking stupid, that he thinks I'm going to believe that they hand out bags in Canada, they call you a pedophile if you walk around with a plastic bag. Like, he calls it environmental shaming. That's what he said to me. Oh, fuck off, mate.
Get fucked.
Go write a movie for Disney, you fuck. That's how creative you are. He could write a Star Wars movie. I'm telling you now. That's how creative he was. A fucking idiot.
Moron.
So that's all the games I've played this year. Unless, well, I'm disappointed with the app from Sony because Metro Exodus wasn't on it. So there's probably other games that I've played but aren't on this list.
Did you play Fallout 76? What were your thoughts on that?
No, I didn't. No. Look, I'll tell you what, while you're talking about that, Bethesda are in a real all-time low because they've released Fallout 76 was shit.
Piece of shit.
Wolfenstein Youngblood was shit. Right, I won't say it's shit. It's below expectations. It's below par.
It's a Wolfenstein game. It's supposed to be good.
It's below par, right? And they brought out Rage 2, which is okay. It's just okay, right? They need a big hit. And I'm trying to think what their next game will be, whether it's Starfield or Elder Scrolls 6. I don't know what.
Well, they hinted Elder Scrolls. But
I don't know what their next game is,
That's probably a long way off.
I don't know what their next game is.
That'll be next gen.
It will be. I don't know what their next game is. I really don't.
God, I hope they don't fuck up Elder Scrolls. I'll be devastated.
No, but you know what I mean? Like, they've had a bad run. They need... It's like a band. They need a good album. You know, they need a good album. They need something to get them back on track because they've had a couple of misses.
Yeah, well, quite
this
a few.
This is Bethesda.
Well, even Skyrim, that was...
I know you didn't like Skyrim, but a lot of people will say that was a big hit.
It was a big hit, but Jesus, fuck, it wasn't that good.
It was okay.
Oblivion was so much better.
Oblivion was way better, yeah. And look, I think Fallout 3 was way better than any of them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
You know, and I know Bethesda didn't necessarily do it themselves in-house, but Obsidian's Fallout New Vegas was their best game.
Absolutely, that was the best one.
Attached to, for
only because they own the franchise.
Exactly right. But they got their name attached to it. But
so
they didn't
Todd,
do it.
Here's an advertisement to you, you fucking little big-headed prick. Make a decent game, and please do not fuck up Elder Scrolls.
No.
Because that will be the last game I ever buy from Bethesda Studios.
Well, they're starting to get the reputation of being a mediocre studio.
Well, they are. They release mediocre...
Publisher. I should say publisher.
Mediocre, buggy, incomplete shit.
Yeah, I should say publisher, not studio.
Yeah, they're a publisher. Yeah.
So at the end of the day, they're getting their name associated with subpar products.
Yeah, they're not... They're quality.
And I know Fallout 76 was a really bad case,
Jesus,
but
fuck.
Rage 2 is okay. Wolfenstein Youngblood, people say it's mediocre. I'd agree with that.
Mm-hmm.
And Rage 2 was...
Meh.
So the games I want to... I'll tell you what, for them...
Yeah, so you didn't answer the question, though.
What?
What do you think will be your Christmas Eve all-nighter?
Well, I'll tell you the games that are coming out.
Yeah, let's have a think through.
Doom Eternal is coming out in November. I think it's November.
I can't wait
That's
for
the
that.
one Bethesda game that might actually redeem them.
God, I hope so.
Right?
Please
I'll tell you what, if they fuck Doom Eternal...
They're fucked. They're dead.
That's a bad year for them. I'm just going to say that, right? Doom Eternal is one I'm interested in.
It looks good, though. What I've seen from it
does, mate. It looks very good. The Star Wars game that's coming out, I'm actually got a little bit of hope for. Even though I think anything attached to Star Wars has got the kiss of death. I can't remember the name. Was it the Fallen Order or something it's called? Though whatever that game that's coming out in November, I'm looking forward to it. There's a couple of games, but I might save one of those games. I might save that Star Wars game, maybe. Depends on my list. As we get closer to Christmas, I'll tell people what my Christmas Eve special game will be. Right?
And then your follow-up should be the review of your... Yeah,
that's right. Yeah. So what I didn't say is, every Christmas Eve, it's tradition.
From that time forth, from
the year 2000 on the PS2, every Christmas Eve, here's my tradition. I get a new game. I open it up. I smell the plastic. I sit down with a beer. I used to. I can't anymore. But I sit down with a beverage of some fucking sort. I put in the disc, and I play the game from, I don't know, say roughly 4 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 o'clock in the afternoon. What
you should do this year is
to 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
Although it's getting harder, folks. I usually get to 12 o'clock and go, fuck it.
Yeah, I get to that.
But I do have that's my tradition. It has to be a new game that I've not played before, and it has to be out of the pack. And you're right. It's going to be one of these games that I've got not yet played in the end of the year period.
Yep.
And it might be Doom Eternal. It might be... the new Star Wars game.
There's no way you wait until Christmas Eve.
No, I want to play Doom straight away. Yeah.
That's like a day one-er.
Pretty much. But then again, like I've got a backlog right now, so might be even fucking. I might even do something really wacky. I can't break traditions. Bad juju. You can't break if you break tradition.
No, it's bad.
It's bad juju. But got to talk about juju one day. That's another fucking story.
Juju.
Yeah. But I'm looking forward to Doom Eternal coming out later in the year. This Star Wars game, the name has escaped me, but that's coming out around about November. I like the look of it. I know it's going to piss me off in some way, because anything with Star Wars attached to it's going to piss me off. But I do like the look of it. I think it'll be fun. And I think there might be a couple of little surprises along the way that I've not thought of. That's the other one. Control is the Remedy game that's coming out at the end of this month, August, called Control. And I like Remedy. And even though Quantum Leap was a Quantum Break.
Yeah.
Quantum Leap was a TV show. Quantum Break, I liked it. I know it had a lot of problems with it, and I know that it had a lot of that TV.
It's just overhyped.
But it had the TV bit in it too. You played the game for an hour, and then you had 30 minutes of movie, right? That was more Microsoft bullshit more than anything else.
Yeah.
But I still liked the game. It wasn't great, but I still liked it. And I'm looking forward to Control, which comes out at the end of this month. I think that could be okay. There's quite I haven't got a list in front of me, but there's quite a nice little selection of games that are coming out that I'm looking forward to. One of them's going to be on my Christmas Eve tradition game. Or I could go really left the field and fuck everybody up. Who knows? You got anything to add?
No, man. That's pretty much
I think they're all the games I played. I don't know why Metro Exodus wasn't on my fucking trophy list. That really pisses me off.
Yeah. Again, I want to see something different. Like I'm kind of getting bored right now, and that's a conversation for a separate podcast. But there ain't much out there.
Play Judgment. Yeah.
Yep.
You'll love Judgment. I'm telling you now, you'll love it.
I need it on PC though.
It's not available on PC. It's only PS4.
That's the problem.
No, man, I'm telling you. Ray would like Judgment.
No, she won't. She won't. She's too busy playing her Chinese RPGs.
Oh, what problem? Can you imagine? I'd love to see a Chinese RPG.
Oh yeah, she's.
You have +2 dexterity on this one.
She's a mobile gamer.
Yeah, fuck Candy Crush and all that bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
I'm spent, man.
I'm done.
I know I've missed a game or two that I've played this year, but according to my trophy list on my PS,
so most of what I play
that's what I play.
Yeah, most of what I play isn't games anymore. I play Sims and flight sims and DCS and that sort of stuff now.
You know what the sad thing is about it, and I want to leave this topic to a certain Englishman comes on the podcast with a Cockney accent. Mm-hmm. I've not played shit on my Xbox.
Which really...
Not fucking one game.
And there's another regular of our show that's a bit disappointed that you convinced him to buy an Xbox and he hasn't had a chance to play with you.
But the point is that there's just not been... I know a lot of these games I've told you about
today. Microsoft have bought a lot of studios, but what are they working on?
I think they're working
on next-gen stuff, right?
Well, they're working on games that we won't see until 2021.
That's what I mean.
You know, I think we'll get maybe a reveal next year for a 2021 release.
Yep.
But I don't think we're going to see anything yet that bears fruit. Not for a while.
Not for a while.
And I really believe the studios that they've bought, their sole purpose is to pump out games as quickly as they can.
Which is sad, just to get on Game Pass.
That's all it is Game Pass.
Yeah.
And so a lot of people's fears about Game Pass look like they're coming true, which is that it's about quantity versus quality.
Mm-hmm.
And so what does that actually mean in terms of the gamer? So Ninja Theory is great in terms of their profile, because Ninja Theory, when they bought out Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, which I'm not really a big fan of. I know people love it, but it's like, okay, whatever. I got the platinum for it, but all right, cool. They described it themselves as a AA game. And so what Microsoft are really hitting home with is the fact that they're looking at the AA market again. And we used to have it with THQ Nordic, right? Or THQ back in the day. THQ used to be a publisher of AA games.
Didn't THQ publish TIE Fighter?
No, that was Lucas back when.
Was that Lucasfilms?
Lucas Games I tell you what, they're a publisher that are long since gone.
Yeah, it's sad.
And they were producing some great games, but no, THQ was a AA studio, and they were pumping out games that really fit. They were not AAA, but they weren't indie. I guess in a time before indies were around, and were as prevalent as they are now. And so what Microsoft are really trying to do is buy up studios that can do the AA stuff.
Standard again.
And the reason why they want as many games on that Game Pass as they can possibly get in the shortest amount of time. You won't get it making AAA games.
Yeah, they're too slow, too big, too expensive.
Right. They'll have the occasional AAA game, like I'm going to pull shit out of my ass, like Halo. They'll get that. Crackdown, if you want to talk about that.
Yeah, the Forzas.
Gears, Forza. All that, the traditional bread and butter franchises. They're the ones that they're going to still pump out in the future as terms of a Game Pass thing. But these, I think, pretty much, and I could be wrong, but a lot of these studios they've purchased are going to be purely for AA stuff. Put it on Game Pass, and I'm okay with that, right? But what I'm saying is, don't expect big, grandiose games like a Halo.
Yeah.
Every couple of months, because you're not going to get it.
Well,
not with these studios.
It takes years to build.
Yeah, but the studios themselves that they've bought...
They're not the studios that build that sort of stuff.
No, they don't have the talent, and they don't have the size or the scale, right? And when I say talent, I don't mean they don't have any. They do. They're just not built and equipped to make these big, grandiose games.
Here's a question. Whatever happened to Lionhead Studios?
Gone, man.
They're gone.
Yeah,
completely.
your friends at Microsoft killed them.
Yeah, good. Thank fuck for that. They made some garbage.
And your friend...
Peter Molyneux.
Yeah, he fucked off with... Well, he hung around after the fact, but Lionhead was... Not long ago, by the way.
Because wasn't there rumours that there was another Fable or something?
Yeah, Playground Games are going to do that.
Yeah,
so Playground Games, who do Forza, there's been rumours that they're working on an open world game.
Wow, that's a change for them.
And that open world game looks like it's a Fable game. Now, the rumour was that might have got released at E3 this year.
Yeah, but it didn't. Yeah.
And so maybe it's going to be a next year.
There were rumours that certain things got pulled last minute as well.
Yeah, I think because they're not mature enough to talk about. So maybe there is a... Maybe they can talk about what Lionhead's work... not Lionhead, sorry, Playground Games. They can talk about what Playground's working on. Maybe they could have, but they probably sat back and went, you know what, how far away is this thing? Oh, it's 3 years away. Pull it. We're not going to talk about it, right?
Yeah, that's
we're not going to talk about this game 3 years in a row.
That's an Xbox 2 thing.
That's an Xbox 2 thing, a Scarlet thing, right? And I think, you know, Lionhead got pulled very early this generation. I'm sure it did.
I can't remember.
You know, mate, there was a time, and I
remember
wish,
Black and White. Remember that shit?
Yeah, who did that?
That was Lionhead.
Was that Lionhead?
That was a Molyneux game.
Was it?
Where you got to choose. You had the Beast, and you got to choose.
Yeah, I remember Black and White, and then there was Black and White 2. This was on the PC.
Yeah, and you had to choose if you're going to be a good guy or a bad guy. And
was that Lionhead?
Yeah, that was a Lion. I'm pretty sure that was
Google
a Lion.
it, man.
Yeah.
I'm telling you now. Don't say that it is and it's not, because I'm not sure.
So, what was it called? Black and White.
Black and White. Yeah, Black and White. I know exactly what you're talking about. Black and White, I think, came out in the mid '90s. Black and White 2, this is. I remember playing that on our 486.
Yeah, I remember it too.
So
developer Lionhead Studios. I was right, motherfucker. Peter Molyneux.
Good call.
It's a guide game simulator. I remember the original. So we had the original.
Yeah, but then we
and you used to drop people inside the cauldron
right.
and used to make your guy bad and used to train that. You had the tether where you would train your dude to do shit for you.
And I remember Black and White 2 buying that on the PC.
Yeah.
I think that was on our 486.
Yeah.
In the mid-90s we bought that.
Yeah, fuck me.
Yeah, well, Lionhead, I mean, look, Molyneux kind of...
He lost his mind.
The
dog. Think the dog.
He kind of lost his mind over the detail, but not the actual fun factor of the game. And he really burned himself and burnt bridges, I think, when it was Fable 2 came out. And he was going on about how awesome the dog was.
Mind you, there's been a dog in, he started the dog tradition.
He started all that bullshit, but then he kind of really didn't... I don't think Lionhead really focused on the actual game itself. And
the game sucked.
It didn't really suck that bad. It was okay, but it wasn't Fable.
It wasn't like
it wasn't Fable, right? Yeah. And then Fable 3 was a fucking abomination.
This is where we need Pedro on the comment. Yeah, because he's a massive Fable fan.
Well, I'll tell you what, when the Xbox original came out, it was Pedro that kept banging on about this game called Fable and how it was a big, really, really...
It's a fun game.
For the time, a really ambitious game, right? And Fable 2 was really cut back and scaled back quite badly in every area. And it was like the Diet Coke of Fable 2. And then Fable 3 came out and everyone was like, what the fuck is this, right? And I think...
Button masher.
I think at that point... Molyneux lost a lot of credibility, and I'm going to say a bit like Todd Howard has, right? No, I'm not. They're not too.
There you go, Todd. Go find another career. Do us all a favour.
It's not apples with apples comparison.
No.
But Molyneux started saying some silly shit, and he started looking like a real dick when he started really promoting the Kinect when it was Project Natal. Remember that?
That's right.
Remember when Project Natal came out?
Oh, Jesus.
Can I tell you? I watched the U3 conference not long ago, back in 2009, and Molyneux was bloody creaming himself over the Project Natal / the Kinect and how it was going to change everything and that it was going to be the future of gaming, right? And he was right behind it, him and Lionhead. And Microsoft got into bed with Lionhead. I think they had purchased them by then or they were to purchase them soon. And, you know, the Fable games, they went from being, you know, a really interesting open world RPG to... I don't know what Fable 3 was.
Fun as well. They were fun.
Yeah, they were funny. They had a really funny, quirky sense of humour. Fable 2 was tolerable, but Fable 3 was shit. Right?
It became a button smashing.
Yeah, it was shit. And I don't know what the fuck Lionhead was thinking. And obviously something with that relationship where Microsoft went really south. Because if you think about it, with Microsoft acquiring a lot of studios... In the current environment, they probably would have kept Lionhead if they had just kept their head, you know, their nose clean and their head down. And Molyneux might have been contained on a leash a little bit, but in the end, they went this really crazy way with Fable and all that sort of stuff. And so the rumor is now that Playground Games, which have been doing Forza games, I think it's the Forza games. They're looking at doing this open world game. Now, no one really knows what that open world game is. But a lot of people have put 2 and 2 together and got like 4.5, and they're assuming that it's going to be the next Fable game, which Microsoft desperately needs, right? There are some franchises or IPs that Microsoft have that have been dormant for a long time. The Fable's one of them, And I wouldn't be surprised if they announce it next year, or for a Xbox Scarlet
as
release.
a release. Yeah,
I don't know if it'll be a launch, but what I'm saying, it'll be an Xbox Scarlet game.
No, most of the big studios now, they're focused on the next.
They are, but we don't know what their launch games are other than Halo. So I don't know. I mean, Lionhead, that relationship going that far south is really telling. And I think a lot of it has to do with Molyneux. I'm sorry, it does. And the way Todd Howard's acting now is how Molyneux acted back in 2009, 2010.
The difference is he doesn't have a leash around his neck.
He doesn't, but at the end of the day, he's saying silly shit like Molyneux said, right? Molyneux was in love with fucking Kinect. He was in love with Microsoft. He was producing mediocre products. Todd Howard is responsible for Fallout, and that's been pretty mediocre for a while. But he's also making grandiose statements, and he's also being a bit insulting as well when he says, we know that it had some problems at launch. This is Fallout 76. Listen, man, you fucked everybody that bought that game. Well, you did. Just admit it. Just admit it, man. You did it, right?
Oh, we're making it free to play, and then you're fucking them even harder.
Now you're insulting me now, dickhead. Right? You're insulting me.
Well, the biggest insult's right at the start. He goes, people say that we make buggy games. Yeah, you fucking well do. That's not something to laugh about. You're producing subpar content. Mate, people are paying hard-earned money for.
It goes back to like a car.
Fuck off.
Right? You buy a car, and that car gets recalled 10 times. How would you feel? It would be in the newspapers, man. I'm telling you now. Now, I know it's not apples with apples comparison, but basically what he sold you was...
a lemon.
No, he sold you a beta, right? He didn't even sell you a finished product.
At full price.
At full price, right? And the game was not even fun. A lot of people might have forgiven it for being a buggy mess.
If it was fun.
Say it was a Fallout New Vegas, right? But it was a buggy fuckfest. I think people might have swallowed the pill a little bit better, but it wasn't. It was not fun. It wasn't Fallout.
It was an empty world. There was nothing in there.
No, and it was buggy. And he has the audacity to get on stage and say, we know it had a few problems, but before that, go a little bit further back in time, he was the prick that was standing up there in his brown bloody jacket and saying to people, our games apparently have bugs. I read it on the internet. You are a fucking prick, because then 6 months later you release Fallout 76, and it's probably the worst product you've released, that you've at least been associated with. You know what I mean? Bethesda are in a bit of trouble, and they really need Doom Eternal to be big. And I know it will be big, because I think people will buy it by the truckload, but it has to live up to the hype, right? And because they've had a really bad couple of games.
Yeah, well,
they've had a couple of strikes or misses. And they need a home run, And I think they're looking down the barrel. They're in a really weird space, Bethesda. I don't know what they're fucking doing. The wheels are falling off a bit, And so I don't know what to make of Bethesda, but it would be interesting to see what Doom Eternal's like. If it might be my fucking New Year's Eve game.
I doubt it. There's no way you're waiting.
No, I won't wait that long. It'll be some game I haven't got to yet.
Yeah.
But I always plan it out a couple of weeks in advance, going, "Fuck, have I got time to finish this game before Christmas Eve?" These first world problems are a killer, man.
Yeah, they're a killer, man. I don't know how you manage it.
No, I don't know either. It's very stressful. Have we said anything we wanted to say?
I think that's right, mate.
I'm
look at that
for a piss.
Look at that bang, 1 hour 30. That's how you predicted you need to take your piss, mate.
I know, that's the maximum my bladder can take. Thank you, Jason Relaxation, for being in this podcast.
You're welcome.
Thank you, mystery guest, for being very quiet, not saying anything. Why, thank you. You can't enhance it.
You can't enhance it.
Make sure you fill up the M&M peanuts, you fuck.
We do have a robot guest.
Oh, no, we don't have anything going for us. We have to improve on anything so much.
Howdy do.
Oh, turn that off. It's scary. Oh, I'm sorry about it. Oh, that was lame.
Did you wee yourself?
Yeah.
You can get nappies for... This is a clusterfuck.
I'm sorry I read it about the games I played this year. I couldn't help it. Some of them have been a bit below par and it pissed me off, and I'm wondering why I paid full retail price. Why is it that I can't wait a few months before they go on sale? It's a rabbit hole I can't get out of. It's something else I need to improve in my life. Like, why do I have to buy games when they come out day one when I don't play them for fucking 6 months and they're fucking full price? And then when I do get to play them, they could be half the price they actually fucking are. And next week, you fucking ingrates who want to contact me about bullshit and everything else, you know what you can do. You know what you can do. You can roll it, monkeys!